Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Muhammad Aifa and everyone. In this video, we are going to be presented our finding on the Power System Protection Project. So we are from group PSP14 and my name is Muhammad Amir Ridwan bin Muhammad Ghazali, metric number AE190036. Now for the introduction. We know that the power grid is a network of electrical transmission and distribution networks that generally consist of subsystems, which are the primary system, control system, and power trading system. Basically, this power grid provides electricity for the users such as homes, public transport, health facility, and industrial. And in this project, we are referring to the 2015 Ukraine power grid attack case, which is to evaluate the power grid and its vulnerability to cyber attacks. This vulnerability of the power grid control system network is basically very well demonstrated by the movie Live Free or Die Hard, which shows a group of hackers trying to take over the American electrical infrastructure.
Okay, next we will be continue to the summary of the movie that we watched, which is Life Free Die Hard movie. In the beginning of the movie, McClane is brought out of retirement to help find a hacker who broke into FBI computer system. Soon, McClane finds out that the hacker, Thomas Gabriel, is a part of a larger group of cybercriminals who are planning a huge cyber attack on the United States. So these cyber attacks were called Firecall. Gabriel and his team go after important parts of the infrastructure like power grids, transportation system, and financial institution, causing a lot of damage and chaos for the government and civilian. Gabriel and his team are stopped by McLean and a young hacker named Matt Farrell. Together, they are in a race against time to stop the cyber terrorists before they can do even more damage. Along the way, they find themselves in a number of intense action scenes, such as car chase, shootout, and hand-to-hand fight. So the gift below were some of the action scene that we recover from the movie. So in the end, McLean and McFarrell are able to stop Gabriel and his group, preventing a total collapse of the country. At the end of the movie, McLean is praised as a hero and praised for being brave. So that's all for the summary from this movie.
Hello and good day to everyone. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Kasman Zuli and my matrix number is AE190107. And now I will continue the presentation on the actual backup case. So one of the example of the actual backup case that we have found is the Russo-Ukrainian War. Actually, the Russo-Ukrainian War is an actual backup case that caused by a cyber attack occurred on 23 December 2015 and during the war in Ukraine. So the attack was believed to have been carried out by the Russian state-sponsored hackers known as the Sandworm. So the Sandworm, what they do, the Sandworm team send the Black Energy 3 malware to the Russian company to gain the access to the network of 3 regional power distribution companies in Ukraine. And they used to remotely shut off power to around 225,000 customers for 1 to 6 hours. So this was the first known instance of cyber attack causing a widespread power outage. The incidents highlights the growing concern over the potential for cyber attacks to cause physical damage and disruption to critical infrastructure. A little bit knowledge about the Energy 3 malware. It was a malware that specifically designed to target the industrial control system ICS, power plants, and other critical infrastructure facilities. So it's a complex and sophisticated piece of malware that is difficult to detect and remove. It is designed to evade traditional security measures and it can be used to steal sensitive information, control system, and can cause a physical damage. According to the Ukrainian post, it showed that there are 3 companies of the power outage that have been hacked by of 3 black energy malware, which is Karpati Alborlenego, Lenergo, and Ukrenergo. After the company had been hacked, it caused a physical damage and disruption for 2 critical infrastructure and shut off power for 1 to 6 hours. These are the combinations of the techniques that used to carry out the cyber attacks of the Sandworm team. First one is the spear phishing. So the attackers will send the target phishing emails to the employer of the power company contains malware. And once an employee click on the link or open the attachment, the malware was installed on their company or the malware was installed on their computer and allowing the attackers to gain access to the company's network. The second one is the watering hole attack. The attackers will compromise a legitimate websites that were likely to be visited by the employees of the targeted power company. So when an employee visit the one of the website, the malware will deliver to the computer and through a drive-by download. And the third one is by the remote access. So once the attackers had gained access to the power company's network, they will use the malware to remotely access the systems and gain control over the industrial control systems so they can control the power distribution infrastructure. And finally, by doing the kill switch, so the malware will remotely shut off the power to specific area that can causing a widespread of power outage. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Following the cyber attack on the power grid in Ukraine, the restoration process of the power grid involved several steps. First of all, the employee tried to restore the control system after realizing the malware attack by deactivating the human-machine interface (HMI) administrator account. The hacker removed the employee from the system and basically changed the password using a different HMI administrator account. Therefore, the attempt was not successful. In order for the emergency crew to manually manage the system, the operator then took the supervisory control and data acquisition (SCADA) and virtual private network (VPN) systems offline. Quickly, the emergency reaction was activated, alerting the emergency crews, and they manually override of the impacted substation within 6 hours. Basically, the emergency team was able to restart the substation by manually activating the circuit breakers. There are several important key points that we highlighted in this section that we have learned from the case study and the movie. So, cyber attack on Ukraine's utility sector highlighted the need for increased cybersecurity awareness and training for employees, which that include the phishing awareness and filtering of incoming emails. The next point is that to develop an incident response plan with a clear chain of command and communication protocols which can help minimize the damage and downtime from attacks. The next point is to improve security controls for power station which that include the implementation of routine software upgrade, patches and incident response strategies. And also there is a need for continuous monitoring and identification of unusual activities, which is very crucial for early detection of potential cyber threats. Also, there is a addition for this section, which is to implement the security standards such as NIST-SP for ICS and IEC for industrial automation and control system, which can help to secure power grid infrastructure from the cyber attacks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rizaka bin Muhammad Saleh and my matric number is AE190033. So, for my part is to discuss similarity between a movie, Free Live or Die Hard, and the actual event that occurred during 2015 in Ukraine, the cyber attack on power grid. So I'm going to discuss only the first similarity. So the first similarity here is the main objective. So the main objective of the the actual event, the terrorist attack is to take over the country. So like the movie, the Thomas Gabriel, the main antagonist of the movie, state that by take control power supply can give a threat to the country. So if the country want their power supply back, they need to like give what the Gabriel want. Not only that, it said that not only the power grid, so he also said that the water supply, cities, communication also been cut off. But in the movie, just communication and power supply. For the actual event, is believed that the hackers believe that if with their help by hacking the power grid of the Ukraine, it can help a little bit or just a little bit for the Russian government to take over the Ukraine. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Zikri bin Hamid with metric number AE100007. So we will continue for the discussion which are about the second similarity in both events. So this time we will focus on the type of attack used in the both events. So for the type of attack, it is by implementing the malware into the power station systems. So first is in the movie, the malware is not being specified, but this malware can give access to the hacker to control the plants that are located in the West Virginia. So by implementing this malware, the hacker can gain access to control the plant remotely. And next is for the actual event. A specified malware is being introduced, which is Black Energy 3 malware. So it being used to gain access for power distribution company system. Like being discussed previously, it involved the three industrial companies and disturbing about 200,000 consumer. So the power is being shut off for about 1 to 6 hours for their facilities. And that's all for the discussion. In the end, we can conclude that the blackout on power grid control center can be crucial to a country. So, to overcome the incoming cyber attacks, a comprehensive set of cybersecurity measures for interconnected power grid at different layers are needed. This is include for the device and application security, the network security, and the physical security. So this is mainly for the companies and authority sides. As for the government sides, the policies, the procedures, and the awareness measure need to be emphasized. So all of these measures need to be focused to avoid any of the incoming cyber attacks in the future. So that will be all for our presentations. Thank you for the watching and for your support.